Hello everyone, welcome to the Dev Fireside Chat. It is me, Howard, Eric, and Mikko. Today we're going to be talking to you about Guns of Icarus Alliance, what that is, why most of you already own it, and talking about what's been going on during the week. So if you've read the blog post already, you've seen a lot of people have been in and out this week due to the plague. We were just arguing over who gave it to who. But the thing that you guys probably want to know most about is Guns of Icarus Alliance. So Howard, Eric, do you want to give us an overview?
Yeah, we finally put some marketing. We finally, flexed our marketing muscle and swapped the name co-op and PvE for.
That sounds so epic.
Alliance. Now it sounds so legit. Like, we put it up on Facebook, and I've been answering people's comments, and they're like, "Oh my God, expansion! It's here! Like, it's on pre-order." And then it just kind of. Generated a bunch of people questioning, basically asking questions about, what is Alliance and what is co-op and what is, whatever stuff that they pre-order and whatever. Basically, it's the same thing. In whatever that we put up on Kickstarter, obviously, and also on our site to pre-order, you guys will get the same thing. Basically, whatever we that's on Humble pre-order, it's basically the same thing. But now it's finally got a name, because we need to start paving the way for doing all the promo materials and talking press and having a name will really help. And then so there are questions about how Kickstarter backers what is the adventure mode versus Alliance. Basically, essentially this is Alliance is co-op, right? But it's what we've been saying, it's more than just co-op game modes and some maps. It's actually more extensive than that. So it's the entire co-op experience, but it's also the faction and world experience. So you will also be able to have the ability to sign up to pledge your allegiance to different factions. The factions have their own progression, and the world will persist and the world will progress, and you'll be able to. People, different factions, different teams will be able to contest the world, really, and be part of that conflict, a larger conflict. There's new player progression as well. And there's a lot of new content that is gearing up to go up, from guns to ships to maps to enemies and all kinds of stuff. So I guess
Yeah, one point of clarification. When Howard says world experience, what he is talking about is that there is a persistent world map where factions can take control of various locations, so all 6 factions will vie over territories. Basically, you're playing a big online game of Risk. So it's not open world, it's not I'm walking around exploring stuff. No, it's a world map that you're looking at.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and we've never, for anybody who's MMO, whatever, we never obviously said this is going to be an open world thing. But I think it would be cool, we want to have people's deeds be part of the annal of Guns of Icarus history or lore. So that would also be really cool, I think. So basically, I guess it's not the social, basically not we're not doing the economics simulation that we mentioned in the Kickstarter campaign, at least not the present. But it's also more extensive than just what people backed us to beat exactly on Kickstarter, which is co-op and AI director. And so we actually took the experience further and the scope further than that already. And so I guess call this a hybrid, if you will. But so it's just kind of somewhere in between, so it's not just going to be some PvE game modes. I think it will be more extensive than that, and hopefully people will be happy about that.
All right, so just to confirm, and then there's a question on this subject. So if you own co-op mode, you own Alliance. If you pre-order the Kickstarter,
yes, they're the same thing.
Yeah, they're the same thing. You are good to go. So no worries on that.
Yep.
There's no way we're gonna do a pre-order yesterday and do a different pre-order on something different today.
Yeah.
And then think about it this way: co-op mode was just a placeholder name. It's this is project I don't know, watermelon, right? now we've released the full name. It is Alliance.
And just to confirm what Eric said, the code name for co-op mode was Watermelon. But the next question is, so when are we getting keys? When is Alliance mode going to be in our hands?
Yep. So this has been an ongoing conversation for the last few weeks. So before I was thinking, well, toward the end of this month. But then actually it's going to be later than that. It would be sometime August, maybe like mid-late August. And there are a couple reasons why that we'll need to take more time. One is actually performance. We found some issues with like performance where like on the client side where the game can like some basically like whatever we're doing is causing like say Mac builds crash intermittently. So those kind of stuff we need to work through because I don't really want. It's not really useful for people to come in and test and do early testing, and like they're gated by this, and this is something that we can fix, and we should be able to. We already know it exists, so we need to take the time to fix. And then Tim also wants to do more beautification on like some of the maps and stuff that Eric designed. So we're going to do that. And the player ships are actually looking pretty spiffy. And then we have some like guns made, so we can test those as well. So we kind of want to just wait a little bit more so we can fix some performance issues and make sure that the UI is solid and to the way we want it to, right? And some of the assets are like complete the way we want it to. So it's going to take us a little bit longer.
All right, and so a couple things. First of all, thank you to Psychonaut and Bully Boys for hosting us. We definitely love any help we can get getting the word out there, so thank you. And then someone pointed out that the Aerodrome 3 starts tomorrow. It does. Muse will be there. We're going to be one ship, so I'm going to be kicking the boots of everybody and seeing what we can, seeing what team we get there tomorrow, but we will be there and we'll be amazing. As the dev games have shown, we have quite a good winning record now.
So wait, the first match is tomorrow?
Yeah.
What is it?
It is at 1:45 Eastern.
1:45. Okay.
We'll be collecting for it at 1:45. I believe it starts at 2. The idea.
Okay, so we'll need, yeah, we'll
collectively,
need,
yeah.
Like is it gonna be like just tomorrow, or is it gonna be like Sunday as well?
No, it's every Saturday. So
Okay.
essentially, how Aerodrome works is that you sign up a crew for a contract, and that.
Yeah, we sign up one ship, correct?
Tomorrow I'll be fine. Tomorrow I will be present. Next week, our team will be at a disadvantage because I will be out.
Oh no! What are we gonna do?
Actually, it's more like
your mad spiring skills. I don't know what to do.
We'll probably be better off, but.
All right.
No, we'll be fine.
Wait, will there be an option to pre-order on Steam if I buy now a Humble Bundle thing? How do I use the coupon? So as far as the coupon goes, that's like if you buy the Humble Bundle weekly, you'll get a coupon, and when you try to purchase Alliance on Humble, it'll say, oh, you get 33% off because you have the coupon. And I believe it'll automatically use it. Of course, always double check, and if there's any issues, talk to Humble. They're in control of that kind of thing. And then when that's ready, you will get a Steam code that will be sent out through Humble, and then you can redeem that through Steam. As far as pre-ordering on Steam, Howard, do we have any plans for that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm basically I've reached out to Steam and stuff already because there's some things that like I need to figure out that I don't really quite know. With how to structure the expansion, how to DLC configure for that, or how does that work with the main game and stuff like that, because like this is kind of the first time we were ever doing something like this. So I already reached out to Steam. I just haven't heard back. so like I'll need to ping them. I'll need to step up and like be more active and proactive in pinging them and try to get them to help me answer some of the questions. But that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm trying to do the work and get that stuff done too. And then what's really cool is that Tim and Warren are already planning to create like brand new, I guess call it assets, graphics essentially for Alliance, which we're excited about. And hopefully when we like put a build in you guys' hands, the assets will be solid enough. We can start take just recording footages to cut a new gameplay trailer. So.
And then there are 2 hair comments. First of all, did Matthew get a haircut? Yes, I did. Thank you for noticing. I guess you didn't say if it was good or bad, so yay. And then secondly, Eric's hair. Will we be able to use that in Alliance? Apparently they like your haircut.
Cool. I guess email Tim.
Yours.
It's kind of request. Like it always works. It's like I like your hairstyle. I want to get into the game. It's like, oh hey.
Well, I didn't say yes. I said you should email Tim. Put it into feedback.
Whatever.
Workshop, guys. Let's do it. Let's make his hair.
Are you guys going to do anything to promote Guns of Icarus Alliance in August, like trying to get Jesse Cox talking about it?
Yeah, definitely. We definitely want to. And August is also around the time of PAX, so we'll be pinging people, trying to get people to play. And it'll be exciting. I mean, like last PAX we had Jesse played, but obviously didn't because he played at the show, so he didn't record anything. But we had Angry Joe play. We had Lord Minion was there. We had like extra credit do a thing. But then this time around, because everything's more flushed out and more solid, we'll definitely try to get more people to play and more stuff for it.
Oh, I don't know if this was clear. August, the thing that we're putting into people's hand in August is for people who pre-ordered on Humble and Kickstarter.
Oh yeah, totally.
And on our homepage.
But no, to be sure, I'm also gonna be getting some of the YouTubers to play and do stuff. Just because we can do pre-order now. It's not like totally janky. So.
Alright, and then the next questions are, Howard, why are you hiding your face? Was Howard beat up by criminals again? And no, he killed Jacob the last stream. That's why Jacob been missing, and Howard is hiding his face.
Yeah, I'm in hiding. I'm in an undisclosed location.
These stories just get more and more fantastic. I love it.
I've escaped to somewhere in South America, not to be found.
So the skirmish mode thing is no longer a name you're using. No, so Guns of Icarus Online is skirmish mode, but Guns of Icarus Alliance is co-op mode.
I mean, I guess we'll need it because with right now the game is all PvP, right? And if we want to make a PvE version of the game, we kind of have to distinguish between all the different modes, and eventually, whatever we do, we need to be able to kind of distinguish between the different ways of playing. So then, so we basically came up with skirmish for PvP and alliance for PvE, which people are obviously confused and stuff. So I will I'll take an action item actually to write up a blog post, right? Just to explain all this stuff. So hopefully people understand what we're doing better. That will help, maybe.
And then they're saying because we killed Jacob, there's no hope for a Baron voice line. Well, he already recorded it, so as soon as we get a chance to look at it and sit down with it, we can definitely figure out.
Oh man, this is kind of like Tupac's last song or something like that.
Jacob is the new Tupac. Is he dead? Is he alive? I don't know. He's still releasing voices. But all right, so we are starting to catch up, though. I do like how we have basically our own memes now, because now it's all about watermelons, Jacob being killed, and whatnot.
Also, I will say this, right? The new world map, like that Warren is kind of working on, it looks, to me, pretty fantastic. Just saying.
I guess, Eric, do you want to talk a little bit about what's been going on in co-op? What's been tested this week?
No. It just, for me, it's mostly, actually all of it, it's map development, because we need to get some of these maps into the art pipeline and ready for the prototype builds that we're planning to ship at the end of summer. So for me, it's just getting all those things tested and up to snuff, and hopefully we can have some pretty looking things for people to play on.
Sounds good.
I am mute the whole time.
No, you were good there.
Oh, okay.
He like
Auto muted me. Kind of scared me.
All right, and seeing what else I can capture. So we tested the plague. It's very deadly, says Queso. So I guess let's talk a little bit about the Muse Games plague. How many people were hit in the office?
I was hit for a day. Tim was hit, and then later Alex, George, Jack, Mike,
one after another.
Warren. I don't know who else.
Jake and Ava, like pretty much like half the office.
But not I guess not Eric, not Derek. So people sitting on Eric's side seem to be fine. So I don't know what that. So like, I guess by logic you could deduce that like the plague very likely didn't came from Eric, didn't came from Derek, but maybe not from me. Maybe. But it's got to be from like somewhere further away, like Tim. Say.
There has been some discussion in the office of who is to blame for the plague. Is it Howard or is it Tim? Those are the two names under the chopping block.
I mean, I was just telling Howard.
Well, I mean, I stood right next to Eric, and he didn't get infected, so it's like it's. And then I removed myself really early, so.
I keep to myself and I wash my hands.
Howard has the kids.
It's very likely that it's not me. So if
saying.
you look at Tim, and then Warren got sick, very likely that you start from like say you look behind Eric, from that path, the contagions went from there and all the way it migrated down to the rest of the room. So makes sense.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm blaming anyone, but logic dictates it's all Tim's fault. All right. So another question: who is that person in the corner? That is Mikko. He is one of our interns. Basically, with Jacob out and about, probably murdered violently. We're using Mikko here. My name is A-Tech in game.
Yep.
That means Miko's going to die next.
Oh god, this is the truth behind our existence here.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm flying. I'm going out.
In fact, Howard is a plague-spreading serial killer. That's how he killed.
I was just about to say.
Flew to UK and he got Jacob.
Okay, if I'm flying. I'm out. I'm not even out of town. I'm out of this country. Okay, so like if anything, if Mikko somehow his face no longer
He
appears.
sent Jacob a half-eaten sandwich. Jacob ate it.
I'm like a scribble of his face on there. Oh yeah, Jacob's right here, guys.
It's really like yeah. Eric caught me, man. It's like all the care packages I sent to all the interns and CAs.
Is this like one of the fine print things that I didn't see in the contract?
I do like it. Howard's already getting his alibi ready. Hey, listen, next week I'm not going to be here for totally legitimate reasons.
Gotta cover yourself.
Truth is not that far away from New York either, so it's like...
People don't think their alibis first. It's like, no.
I'm nervous.
Have we thought about Guns of Icarus merchandise?
As in like physical merchandise?
Yeah, so like shirts, hats, things like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, we made a bunch of stuff with Kickstarter, and like the vendors, we use the same vendors, and we know how to make, if we want to make another like run of like USBs or whatever, I mean, we could do it. I guess now that finally, even after like we because you know how like we basically we thought that we wrapped up the physical reward fulfillment, and then we posted on Kickstarter a few times, and then we realized that oh no, actually there's a lot of people who didn't get their stuff or whatever, then filled out their info and whatnot. So we spent a few weeks chasing them all those down, but now I think we're pretty good. Like we should be good. Like we should have sent out everything to even for the people who like either missed it or got stuff returned or whatever. So yeah, I mean we could potentially put some stuff up on our store. Like I don't know if people want to buy T-shirts or Kins. We still got some, so.
I think they're interested in them. They've definitely asked us about it before, so.
Okay, well, thank you guys. But yeah, we still have some stuff left. T-shirts, USBs, pins, posters, things like that.
So Sammy says, I'd recommend y'all sell Guns of Icarus balloons, but then I remember y'all have no idea how balloons work.
Oh man! Wow. Okay. Once again,
Shots fired.
yeah.
You know, I would say that's harsh, but then again, I did listen to us on Tuesday and Thursday during the dev games, and there was so much trash talking.
Oh man, legit. Legit.
Once again.
To be fair, this is the Guns of Icarus universe, so it's a different physics.
No, I think Sammy may be saying that physics. It's beyond that zing is beyond physics. It's more like I think it's kind of I don't know. It just strikes at the core of us as of our like humanhood, whatever, of us as players. Our confidence.
That's pretty deep, man.
It's like
I think he's just yelling they deflate down. Is what he's in caps lock type.
I'll just call it. I'll just say it's.
I thought Sammy's just taking a direct shot at us not being good players, but. All right.
Hey, I blame Jitter. Okay, just saying. Problematic.
And then, so what is the timetable on Alliance Adventure / co-op? When does the beta begin?
I mean, I think well, I wouldn't even say beta. Like Eric said, it will be just. I mean, it's prototype, really. I mean, it's really prototype. But then, it's not like we don't want to make a janky prototype, right? So it won't be that. It will be pretty playable. There's limited content that we'll be testing gradually, like one after another, and so it's just call it still prototype phase. We're not officially in alpha or anything, but to get a build and start testing with us and playing with us, it will be like maybe mid to late, basically mid to late August now. It looks like, and once you guys have the build. We'll organize regular test sessions and, like kind of how we do it with DevApp, but more on a more regular basis, more structured basis, and you guys can just basically carry that through from now until, from August until when we release the game. So.
All right. So we've caught up on questions again. So I guess in between that point, what are the plans for skirmish mode?
Skirmish mode. Still, there is a thing that we're speccing right now that I think is really cool. I guess call it another meta, if you will, with skirmish that I think will be pretty interesting. So we're looking at that. Jerry's going to spend some time looking at that and potentially implement it. It shouldn't be that hard. I need to talk to Warren and see if he has time to do a little bit of UI for it. I'm not sure yet. So that's on the table. What else? Player hosted server is a big thing that we're working on. We're actively working on, and I need to check with Jerry to see if how ready we are by the next update, but we actually made a lot of progress, so that's something that we're looking to get out pretty soon, I would say. Beyond that, there's some fixes that we already are making. Content-wise, I am not sure. What do we? I don't know. I don't know what we have on the docket, just straight up content wise. But I need to check.
The spec you are talking about, Howard, I did get to spend most of this morning talking to Jerry about the viability. So we're on track, kind of thing for it. So that should be a lot of fun. Sammy's asking about the shield buff tool.
Alliance mode.
Alright, how about moving around while pressing tab? Again, Sammy.
Oh. Yeah. That's oh man, I thought we were I thought someone was gonna actually tackle that sprint, but I guess that didn't happen. Um, yeah, yeah, but I mean, but those are kind of stuff that we'll just kind of one by one work on, like how we have been doing, just about every sprint. I'm more thinking like, content. Maybe we can take, I don't know. I'll talk to Eric, like see if we can do some more with maps or something. But
Right, and someone is asking the adventure mode form. Yes, when we get up all the stuff for Alliance, we can start opening up the forum so people have a place to talk about it and stuff.
yeah, and we definitely need to have a forum up so we can, when we have testing and whatever, in addition, people can also interact with people there. So
It technically already exists, but only CAs can see it, so there's nothing there.
yeah.
What sort of bandwidth would we be expecting for player-hosted servers? Max would need to host X number of players.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably Alex and Jerry suspect that, and they said something, and I just forgot top of mind, but it won't be like more than say like 1 to 2 matches, that type of thing. Like it won't be like at the capacity of our servers. So I don't think you have to worry about like it being a performance spot or a hindrance to performance. So.
Can we get more media on Guns of Icarus Alliance? More pictures/videos of factions and their ships?
Yeah, we'll need to work on that. So Tim and Warren are, planning to start work on a lot of that stuff. Right now we don't really have any. We barely came up with one logo, or at least one, box art thing just for Humble. So all that stuff needs to be worked.
True, we were down to the wire. It was, okay, this is due today. What screenshots and box logos can we put together?
Yeah, it was truly that.
When we release the prototype, you can screenshot and make your own.
It's all about those player interactions and you guys doing work for us.
I mean, some of the stuff that Shiv's been posting on Instagram are like, I don't know where those screenshots come from. I don't know if she took it or some other person took it, and they look good. They look pretty good.
Is it another question? Isn't it time for you guys to implement a way to distinguish between someone talking in all team
Yes.
and team chat
Yes.
in lobby?
Yes, actually.
It's actually in the suggestions, isn't it? Like it's.
No, I mean, actually, in fact, it's something that Warren has worked on. He has.
Okay.
He actually has concepts for them already. We just haven't implemented it yet. So, that's actually. But yeah, that could be a low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, that would be really nice.
Yeah.
I know a lot of us asked for that too. So.
Yeah, because we actually have. Warren actually had some of the new assets for him, so we can. If we can try to make time to implement something like that, too. Yeah.
Another question. So I feel like we answered this a couple times. We'll definitely clarify again. So he's asking, when does Adventure Mode come out? So the beta for Alliance, we're looking at August. I don't think we have a release date on
No, yeah, I wouldn't even say beta. I would just say first build. Yeah, first build. Yeah, we're not at beta stage yet. Definitely not. Just because some of all the progression stuff are not even hooked up, so I would definitely not say beta. We're nowhere near there. I mean, it's first build is really just core gameplay and try out. Maybe say first build we can unlock 1 or 2 maps and have you guys test that, and then unlock more maps. Just because I kind of wanted to make sure that we want to get you guys to help us test, right? And for you guys to help us test, we want to make sure that we don't give you too much each test session, so that you guys can focus on testing what we give. So you guys if there's something else that's still being worked on, you guys are not distracted by that.
And then Sammy is asking early access. Will we have early access for Alliance, like Steam early access?
I don't think we'll do early access, just because I think generally there's I would say, yeah, generally there's quite a bit of negative association with early access. just because people associate early access games with like stuff that's janky or whatever, right? And so we kind of, we that's just kind of not what we like either. So I think we'll do pre-order, and say like when we're ready for like alpha or even before, we could start doing pre-order and just like test, and then we'll take it up to like beta, and then we'll release it. But we're not gonna do early access because like there's advantage to doing early access because people's reviews are like labeled as like early access, so maybe you're like, oh, there's more flag, like there's more slack, like you can cut the developers or whatever. And then from our standpoint, to be honest, it's a marketing tool, right? Because you get some buzz or some featuring by Steam when you release on early access, and you get another release. You get another release bump on Steam, like if you actually release the actual game. So, maybe you can say it's advantageous for us to do early access, but I don't know. There's a lot of negative association with early access either. So I think we'll just do, old school pre-order before we release it.
Then we have, I thought the forum for adventure mode was supposed to go live after the Kickstarter deadline. I don't know if that was the case. There's not a lot to put in.
Yeah, we didn't because there wasn't, we feel like there isn't, people are still interacting with us on forum and on the Kickstarter page about, the Kickstarter, right? About like the game. And we kind of didn't feel like it was, just, if the build is not there, it's like that worthwhile, useful for us to give you guys forum access. In hindsight, it might have been, I don't know, it might have been dumb. It might have been the wrong thing to do because we could have just gotten you guys in and start talking about the game or just like, just to say hi even. But we didn't feel like it was that useful without a build for you guys to be, in a forum that is supposed to be about the game, so we decided not to do that. I don't know. In hindsight, I'm not sure if that was the right decision or not. But
and to be honest, I prefer talking to you guys over here and over email. I feel like a forum, like all forums, you're gonna run into a lot more disagreements. Where here it's a more one-on-one situation, and especially over email. It's like, hey, listen, if you have any questions over Guns of Icarus Alliance, email them in, and I promise they'll be answered. Like. We love talking to you guys. It's definitely not we're going to hide the super secret progress. It's just a better ways to communicate situation kind of thing. And as far as weekly updates, which you bring up, we try to put everything that we update and work on, we put in our blog, which is front page gunsoficarus.com kind of thing. And then we have these, so you can ask about the blog or you can send in emails kind of thing. Do we have any plans for a new ship or two in the coming months?
This is debate. I think that maybe Eric, me, Matt, and Alex, and Tim, or whoever will have, which is, how ready. How do we think the co-op ships that we made, player ships that we made, are like transportable, whatever, to skirmish? Yeah. But that would dictate, like, if we get more ships for skirmish or not. But they're new ships. We already made 2 new ships. They're functional and they're playable and they're already like pretty polished. But they're very interesting. So we just have to determine their skirmish fit.
Are we planning on releasing a map or a game mode? I would like to see an escort mission where one team needs to protect one ship from the others trying to blow it up.
In skirmish, you mean?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. That idea has been talked about a lot in the past as well. We can maybe down the line we can. I guess it's probably more for Eric to answer, but we can explore something like that. It's cool, I have to say, I think.
All right, and is adventure mode coming after Alliance?
Yeah, I mean, it will have to be. I mean, Alliance is what we're basically doing next, and it could very well be that we'll just keep adding some of the things that we were thinking about, for the adventure mode Kickstarter onto Alliance and see. But I think it's I'm not as caught up. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's really a terminology thing. But at the end of the day, it's just really us adding more content, more systems, and more interesting stuff, that are in that direction. So yeah, I mean, basically, I think you can expect Alliance, because right now the scope for Alliance is already bigger than just PvE anyway. I think you can expect that if you have cool ideas and cool content, we'll just keep adding to it. And then at some point, if the scope becomes way too big for what we're doing, and structurally doesn't make sense anymore, then okay, fine. We might release another formal expansion, but right now is this expansion, and then we'll just keep improving, adding stuff to it.
Can we get some more objective-oriented capture point modes aside from King of the Hill and Crazy King?
Well, I mean, a lot of that is really what some of the PvE game mode is all about. So I think you'll really enjoy it. I hope. That's really the essence of a number of game modes in PvE or in Alliance. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess, should we do a brief overview of the game modes we're thinking about for Alliance?
Well, yeah, I mean, so far...
Yeah, I can do this.
Yeah.
Everyone is pretty familiar with defense. If you don't know about it, you can always look on our stream, I think, and probably other people like Jesse Cox has played it. I think he posted it online. Basically, what we're calling defense mode is you have a static structure that you are tasked with defending. The map will have multiple lanes where enemies will spawn and come down. There are minor fortifications that will help you keep those enemies at bay, but you're charged with going into enemy territory, destroying one of their objective points, and taking some resources back to them to repair your own base, to bring back its own defenses up so it can take care of itself. That's the general idea. So you're going out into enemy territory and bringing stuff back while trying to make sure that no one is picking your base off from the distance or whatever. So that's defense. There is retrieve. Again, all these are placeholder names. Who knows what we'll call them in the future? But retrieve has nothing actually to do with retrieving anything anymore. That's what it was formally called. I guess right now it's so you start off the match and there is a convoy or a group of enemies that spawns with you, and they're flying ahead of you, and they're charged with destroying your main points or hard points throughout the map. They'll destroy them in a certain order. You need to chase them down and prevent them from destroying all of them. At the same time, they are also stealing resources away from you, so you need to not only protect your hard points, you need to steal back the resources that they're grabbing from you and take it back to one of your surviving hard points to capture them. So there's a mix of chase, there's a mix of capturing stuff, there's a mix of defending your structures in the retrieve mode. And then finally, assault is pretty straightforward. In this mode, you spawn and you have various objectives that you need to go hunt down and destroy, and then it'll culminate into you find a massive structure in the distance that you have to destroy before the enemies can destroy you. So those are the three that we've been playing around with. Hopefully we'll have all of those things for you to test relatively soon, and who knows, maybe we'll start working on some other game modes in the near future as well.
You sound like you're getting a little ill in the middle of that, Eric. You haven't caught the plague, have you?
No, I haven't caught this new plague. I was ill like a month ago, and
Howard, man, it's Howard.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I still have a lingering cough. Like the one issue is like this office, the AC. It's like all of us are wearing like jackets and stuff. It's really cold in here, so that certainly does not help.
All right, and any plans to increase the point cap on capture points? Right now, they're ending too quickly.
Yeah, I can take a look at that. If you have more detailed information about like why is it too quick or what's happening exactly, I'll have a better idea of how to tune all of those things.
All right. And I've read somewhere that the Anglians have some kind of automatons they unearthed from the pre-Great War society. If I join the Anglian faction, what are my chances of having a little steampunk R2-D2 running around my ship, or a gun that shoots destructive droids onto other ships?
Yeah, actually, some of this might end up, actually, will probably end up in lines in some fashion or form. I'm not sure if it's exactly going to be like an R2D2 type thing, but you can expect some more automation in some ways or other with the new stuff that we're providing in Alliance.
So if Alliance is the foreseeable future for all intents and purposes the only PvE DLC, does that mean the Adventure Mode Kickstarter will be designated as Alliance? And if so, will Alliance meet all the promises of the end goals that were met in the Kickstarter?
Yeah, so the way that we set up that Kickstarter was a little bit confusing, to be honest. Yes, we called it Adventure Mode, which is like this big amorphous, like, MMORPG type thing. But actually, those were all part of the stretch goals, which we obviously didn't hit a lot of them. But as Howard said, it's like, okay, that Kickstarter got funded, and if you look at the goals, the amount of money reached us to a certain point of features, right? But at the same time, we're actually trying to include some of those features that we didn't reach in that Kickstarter for what we're calling like this PvE co-op alliance mode. Adventure mode, this open world type MMO more like thing, that's very difficult. That's very hard. It would be foolish of us to say yes, we're definitely going to do it, because that's a lot of money. Like, you can look at like Star Citizen, or I can't remember what that, people are already like raging about like, getting their money back. So we don't want to promise anything that we aren't even sure if we'll be able to deliver. But what we do know is that the money that we earned from the Kickstarter and what we promised with that Kickstarter, we are going to deliver. In fact, we are going to deliver just a little bit more than what we promised, and hopefully that'll be a really good place for everyone, and we can all enjoy this process and enjoy the game at the end when it comes out. So I hope that answers your question.
And then Sammy asks, hypothetically, Bubbles decides to go to Vegas, does some gambling, gets on a losing streak, and eventually puts the company on the table and loses. After Howard is beaten up by everybody, what does everyone do? In other words, if you weren't at Muse, what would y'all be doing right now?
That is a good question.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't really have a fallback for when Howard goes on a losing streak in Vegas and loses the company.
I don't know, like, if I would have to move out west to get another job in games. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. So if I were to stay in New York, I'd probably not work in games anymore, because the game industry here is not doing great.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be talking to the rest of the team saying, what the hell do I do in the games industry? Because I'm just some kid in Nebraska right now, it feels like. So.
Well, Eric's got I guess we talked about this. Eric's got a family business too, so. Eric's sister is like doing awesomely. Yeah, she started this site called The Gothamist, so, which is huge.
I would never work for my sister.
Hey man, shit! If you're desperate, like, hey, if you need, I wouldn't mind, dude. If I were you, man, like, hey.
If Howard had gambled away your livelihood, Eric, we're just saying.
Hey, it almost sounds like it's just one of those cousin questions to like, oh, how we're spending money, how much we're spending on office rent, how much we're spending on lunch and dinner, that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't mind the auditing questions though. I don't mind. I don't mind.
This isn't an auditing question.
I would become a career criminal, and
No,
my first target would be to
Career
extort
criminal.
Howard.
Yeah.
Underworld.
No.
The next Al Capone. From Use Games. That's your friend.
But by the way, Sammy, like if I had gone to Vegas and decided to gamble like the team's future, I would not be playing roulette or blackjack or whatever. I'll be playing poker. Okay, I'm just saying.
So Sammy now has a new fact. Howard is willing to gamble the company away in poker. So question, according to Steam achievement statistics, only roughly 60% of players have the mount a gun and fire a gun achievement, meaning that 40% of the players have never played. Any idea why? Well, like a lot of games, people don't open them on Steam. I mean, there's a lot of statistics and numbers out there for the number of games people buy versus a lot of games that just don't even get played anymore.
Guilty.
Yeah, I own at least 20.
Okay. I think what's more interesting is that of all the, so I look at activation, right? So on Steam, I can also track activation, and also like so we can see essentially what the lifetime playtime is, right, by percentage, and also just like just like so for example, how many people play over an hour, over 2 hours, over like 3 hours or whatever. And you look at the average and the mean, and you also look at the progression, how the progression trends and whatnot. At least for the people who play, it's actually not that bad. I think it's actually pretty good by comparison. It's just that, over time, a lot of people, because a lot of people who play the game, they only really want to play the game for a few hours, to be honest. There are obviously guys like Sammy who are basically masters of the game. They will play for a lot longer, but generally people don't spend a lot. Most people don't spend more than a few hours in the game. Our game, other games. So.
Who is that behind Eric? That is Tim. The I guess his title is art director.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. People are saying, it's the ghost of Jacob after Howard killed him and cut off his hair, which apparently you now have an MMO hair, Howard. You shave people's heads after you murder them.
And also, according to Sammy, given how much I'm spending money or how I'm reckless with money.
How you're gambling in Vegas because
So I better. So I think killing Jacob is just not enough, man. I better take some money from him too.
Gambling in Vegas, infecting people with plague sandwiches, and shaving their corpses, and using the hair for what?
I sell them.
Your Wikipedia page is gonna get really exciting, Howard. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'll sell them, dude. If I whatever hair I cut off, I'll probably just sell them, make wigs and make money.
Evo Doc's trying to help you, Howard. He's saying, I thought Tim was patient zero.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But
Still think it's Howard. Just saying.
When do we get to use the new ships in the core game? So skirmish mode.
I don't know. Of course.
TBD. If you,
I think this is going to be.
You want,
This might be. Well,
these ships. Howard, stop. These ships, they have 2 heavy guns, more or less facing front, and 4 small guns, more or less facing forward as well. I think that would be very popular.
To truly answer the question here, it's probably about 3 yelling sessions away from being decided. That's the TBD.
That's what I was going to say. Eric's already trying to cut me off. But Eugene's ship, though, I think that's actually very valuable, in my opinion. But we'll see. Shit, you're the one who told you. That's what you said, man.
Hey, I know. I'm just saying that it's probably still 3 yelling sessions away. I'm not saying which side I'm on, which I like new ships, because it's 3 yelling sessions in the office, getting everyone together and fighting their case.
You just say which side you're on. Actually, in fact, it's more like your side, and like somehow thinking your side, except that I made it sound like my side on stream, which you are too. Fill in the blank to be able to say it on the stream.
Well, mostly because I don't know what our final decision's gonna be, so I don't want it to be, oh, I didn't convince you guys it's Matt's fault that they're not getting new ships. So please answer this question. There's only one correct answer. Mallet on number 1 and Spanner on number 2, or Spanner in slot number 1 and Mallet on number 2. I go Spanner, Mallet, Chem Spray, personally.
Really? Okay.
I would agree with you on that one.
Yeah,
actually.
smaller to larger, which is...
Well, because I use a hotkey for the middle tool, and usually I'm like repairing when I do that, so I just press it, go. The outer 2 tools are like auxiliary.
I do the opposite, actually. I have Mallet 1, Spanner 2.
Yeah.
Alright, so this player is saying one of us is incredibly wrong, since there's only one correct answer.
Okay, fine. What's the correct answer?
Obviously, Chem Spray, Spanner.
Because obviously I don't know shit about this game.
something.
What's the answer?
Like.
Oh, no. So Howard, apparently you're the right one.
Yeah!
What?
Logic. I know, exactly. There's logic. There's a logic to that. It makes total sense. I agree. This is the right thing.
We are illogical people that make it work.
Apparently.
Just deal
You know,
with
I
it.
just have to handicap myself as an engineer because I'm just so effective. So I have to go Spanner, Mallet, Chem.
It's a nerf. We're trying to make ourselves worse to make you feel better about
I
yourself.
mean, okay, right now, Eugene's ship, right? That ship with two heavy guns on the side, man, that ship, like, I feel like I have to use stamina as an engineer.
Now someone just joking around saying the correct answer was Chem Spray, Buff Kit, Extinguisher. Also known as the engineer that gets yelled at the most.
That was wait, didn't Evo carry that?
Yeah, he carried it for one of the dev matches. That's right. There's actually an engineer.
Why would I remember that from? It's so memorable that I remember it 2 weeks later.
It was like double gunner, and then he was the engineer that didn't have any repair tools. It was great.
So, what are the dreams? And by that I mean if you had 100 years and an army of developer slaves, what would Guns of Icarus end up being? How many ships? How many maps?
Oh man, I'm not sure, to be honest. Like, there's some other things that I feel like will be really cool to do. Like, I mean, beyond say, like, you know, the stuff that we haven't even got to, like, oh, like tutorial and a better like mission-based tutorial, training type of stuff, or you know, and whatnot. Like, I do think that, like, if we have infinite budget, like having, you know, right now it's like, oh, the world map is the world map, and you know, the different towns or the different territories or whatnot, different territories. Like, if we actually have you know, a way for people to actually like be on foot and explore some of that, you know, it could be really cool. Maybe like if I have infinite budget, maybe like, you know, I think sky whales will be in the game, automatons will be in the game, or like things like, you know, something a little bit more like mission driven, where like potentially people can play by themselves, kind of like the first Guns or the Flight of the Icarus. There are a lot of things we could do.
I want this game to be an open world vehicle dating sim action stealth.
It'll be all.
You know, and you know, I'm completely serious. That's what the next Mass Effect game is.
Pretty much, yeah.
Think about it. It's totally true. That's what it is.
Yeah, that is what it is.
You see,
Yeah.
for me, like, the army of developers is great, and, you know, I'd love everything in our ideas pile that's been accepted to go in. But for me, I'm boring, because I'd be like, you know, I'd want infinite money into marketing. I'd want to be able to pull in a bunch of people and then, you know, make really in-depth matchmaking and competitive things. Like, because just having that big of a player pool to play around with, kind of thing, to make it so the riders get to fight duck level people and gent level people and all those guys constantly. So there's no, oh, we're crushing newbies because that's where we were put. It's no, we were fighting people on our tier, kind of thing.
Yeah, but I mean there's not. I mean, I haven't seen like even World Tank or some like the huge games. There's no perfect matchmaking. Man,
oh so. No, definitely. I mean, as someone, I've played in plenty of games that have had a million players online and not given me a perfect match. So.
Yeah, and the thing is, with like say World Tank, right? I mean, I don't know if people are World Tank players. I played a little bit. It's like, if I don't pay, at some point, I'm even if they have like more ladder style matchmaking, like I get creamed, dude. I just creamed.
Well, it's because you don't have Evo on your ship, probably. Yeah, you gotta have that gunner with, or the engineer.
Like something like you roll in there's some match. Some people just has like better tank than you do. Like it just, you can't even touch it.
Question: so this will probably be our last question. Let's see if I can sneak in one more. But will we be locked into a faction, or can you hop around factions?
You can hop around.
All right, and then so. Boxy11 saying, add weapon skins, that ought to bring the CSGO community. I know, like, Spanner and Mallet skins were talked about as something players wanted.
Weapon skins it's talked about too. Who am I kidding? It has been talked about.
Leopard print Spanners. Alright, and then with that, we're going to have the Iron Fork of Friday start up here, and then tomorrow we'll be hosting the channel for the Aerodrome 3. We're also going to be playing in it, so we will see you guys there. Remember to sign up. Twitch TV, or twitch.tv/bullyboys is where they're going to be hosting it. We'll try to host it on this channel too, so you can see it wherever you're watching. But we'll see you guys there, and we're going to kick your ass. I'm sorry, we're just perfect. We've never lost any game ever. But thank you for joining us, everyone. I hope we answered your questions. We're really excited about Alliance Mode and being on the Humble Bundle Weekly. We'll talk to everyone later, and we will see you next week.